Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Yesterday, we talked about the joke of Mike McCarthy being out with COVID-19. And the joke is a lot deeper than I realized. Shout out to the gentleman who left this comment. Of course, Mike McCarthy used to coach the Green Bay Packers in Wisconsin. And yesterday, December 2nd, the day he missed the game, supposedly because of COVID-19, and again, in case you missed yesterday's video, supposedly he caught COVID-19 19 days after his birthday while his star receiver was nursing up from COVID after being diagnosed on the 19th. And this came before the game versus the Saints, where the first case of COVID in the NFL was the Saints coach Sean Payton on March 19th, 2020, and Saints is one of two teams in the NFL that has a Gematria 19. But notice, on December 2nd, 1954, which was 67 years to the day of the Thursday night football game, Senator McCarthy of Wisconsin was censured with 67 votes. And 67 is the 19th prime number. And again, what am I educating about? How all sports are rigged, how they're synced up with the world of politics, because the Jesuit order controls it all. Now, notice what year it happened to Joseph McCarthy in. 1954. What does Jesuit order equal? 54. Where was Joseph McCarthy educated at? He was educated at the Jesuit University in Wisconsin, Marquette. He went to Marquette University. He's buried in St. Mary's Cemetery, Catholic, like the Jesuits. All roads lead to Rome. But just think about it. 67 years to the day, McCarthy of Wisconsin, not to be confused with the coach McCarthy who used to coach in Wisconsin, but 67 years to the day he was censured with 67 votes, the 19th prime. Now think about this. Who's LeBron James' favorite football team? LeBron James' favorite football team is the Dallas Cowboys. And this is LeBron's 19th season. That's why they started the season earlier than normal on October 19th. And like we talked about earlier this year, I put this out for free for you guys. Didn't even make this a Patreon exclusive. We put it out for free for everyone. Free money with this Lakers-Cavs game because it was a huge ritual about 19. In this game, the Lakers versus the Cavs, October 29th, the Lakers came in with 66 wins. They picked up their 67th win, the 19th prime number. LeBron ended up becoming 16-1 versus the Cavs when Los Angeles is 161. He ended up becoming 9-0 at home when Cavaliers is 90. And the thing is, the real King James birthday, his birthday is June 19th, and from his birthday to that game was exactly 19 weeks. In LeBron's 19th season, the word king equals 67, the 19th prime. The king wears the crown. Corona means crown. COVID-19. LeBron's out with COVID-19 in his 19th season, while Mike McCarthy's out with COVID-19, his favorite coach. You know what I mean? This stuff is a joke, all synced up with history, and it just goes to show, King James, all of this, it's all part of one collective straight line history that comes from the Catholic Church. Someone's going, well, his Bible's a Protestant Bible. Yeah, but who really controlled the Protestant Reformation? The Catholic Church did. They're on all sides of all things. They see their opposition coming from a mile away, so they start their opposition so they can control it. That's what it is with all this stuff. But here's the other thing. You see how this happened on December 2nd? Look at what day Joseph McCarthy ended up dying in history. He ended up dying on May 2nd. That's the 122nd day of the year. Like 12/2, December 2nd, 12/2, like 122. Ends up dying on the 122nd day of the year. The Jesuit motto, Isus hominum salvator, equals 122. The first Jesuit pope is Pope Francis, whose name equals 122. He's named after St. Francis of Assisi, just like San Francisco. San Francisco, 122. San Francisco on the 122nd meridian. The Church of Satan, established in San Francisco. Satanic equals 122. The Jesuits, despite being the Society of Jesus, are completely satanic. Satanic is evil. They are evil. If you go back to, and by the way, the word satanic forwards is 67, in reverse it's 122. Forward 67, in reverse 122. We're talking about both these numbers, right? 67 votes on December 2nd. You know, the king, LeBron James, in his 19th season out with the COVID-19. With regards to all roads leading to Rome, here was a servant of Pope Francis yesterday, dead at age 67 on this same day, December 2nd, dropped dead from COVID-19 supposedly on 12/2 at age 67. We just said it, satanic 67, 122, Pope Francis 122. Look how perfect these rituals are. This guy just became the man that connects with the European Union and the Vatican earlier this year on May 8th, 2021. From that day to his death from COVID was his 209th day of his age, and his name equals 209. But look, with regards to him taking over on 5/8 and dying on 122, Isus Hominum Salvator equals 85, like May 8th can be written 8/5, and in reverse it's 122. It's also 266, like Pope Francis is the first Jesuit pope, the 266th pope. But the thing about Pope Francis is his name equals 122 and 58. May 8th can also be written 5/8. The Catholic Church, the Jesuit order, they all serve the Pope. All these rituals ultimately point to the Pope. And, you know, like Pope Francis being 59, this was the 59th presidential election. We told you all year, a year in advance, why Biden would be number 46, because the election was exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. The last Catholic president, which was JFK, was killed at 46. 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. 145 more chapters in the Catholic Old Testament. Catholics 145 and 46. JFK was number 35, killed at 46. Joe Biden was inaugurated on the 35th day of the Pope's age after winning the election 46 weeks after his birthday. But again, you guys, all roads lead to Rome. It's all Jesuit. It's all biblical. King James, the star of the NBA. King James has a Bible named after him. Philadelphia is mentioned in Revelation. Kobe from Philly dies the day after LeBron passes him in points scored in Philly. Kobe dies at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age. You know what I mean? And don't forget, Kobe Bryant, 41 in the most pure cipher, 157, dead on his 157th day of his age. Last night we talked about the significance of 58, right? Dallas even had a 58-yard touchdown run in the game where you could see the defender didn't even try to tackle him. And with regards to Kobe Bryant being 113, remember, so is Michael Jordan, 113. There's only one team in the league that equals 113, Utah Jazz. Coronavirus pandemic is also 113. Coronavirus pandemic 113. Remember, they locked down the world with the coronavirus pandemic declared on 11/3, March 11th. That day, Rudy Gobert from France, like the Jesuits, supposedly causes a COVID outbreak, so then we got to lock down the league based on the Utah Jazz. Kobe's last game was against the Utah Jazz. Kobe had just died, then he got buried in Corona Del Mar like coronavirus, which equals the same thing as coronavirus, forwards and backwards. But notice, LeBron, when he just tested positive for COVID before the Kings game, it was on November 30th, 1130, right? And LeBron played his first game against the Kings. He's King James. I mean, this stuff is just such a joke. LeBron said, his tweet that everyone emphasized was that he said there's something fishy going on. Look at the Gematria fishy. 67, the 19th prime. And you gotta know the ciphers, forwards and backwards. Remember, when King Henry dominated this year on primetime, it was exactly 41 weeks after his birthday. He tied the game up at 23-23, and he made the score 6-7 with a 76-yard touchdown run early in the game. And doesn't he wear the number 22? Let me see. Henry, and remember when he was at Alabama, they synced up his Heisman with the Alabama championship. That was like the easiest championship to ever call. I'm pretty sure his jersey number is 22. Yeah, he wears 22. King Henry. King James. You know, LeBron's worn 23 for a lot of his career. Now he's in L.A. the king, right? L.A. 41. Kobe dead at 41. Then he wins the finals with L.A. Kobe Bean Bryant, 54, dead 1 week before Super Bowl 54. Mahomes' 41st pass of the game put the game away for the Chiefs. It was his 26th completion, like Bryant, 26 forwards, 37 in reverse. Again, Kobe, dead on the 26th, on the 37-year anniversary of Bear Bryant, the football great coach. Right? When Nick Saban tied the Bear with 6 championships, He scored 26 points in that game. It ended on a 41-yard pass from number 13 to number 6 for Saban's 6th championship. 41's the 13th prime, 13's the 6th prime. The quarterback's name was Tua, which equals 6. Wearing 13, who got put in at halftime while Alabama was down 0-13, and we weren't sweating a minute. We knew for sure Alabama was winning that game, synced up with Bear Bryant. We'd talked about it all before. We saw it coming all season. But yeah, Joe McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, Wisconsin, Jesuits, history, synced up by the rituals, rigged politics, rigged sports. I said this has been going on through the whole professional sports era. Mike McCarthy's thing, really, Joe McCarthy, not that long ago. Time flies, but again, this is all in the same era. Jesuits have been running this nation every day, just perfect scripts paying tribute to what they've done in the past, It's like somewhere on a bookshelf, they got all the archive events that they did to the nation by the numbers. And they're like, oh, look at what day we're on. Let's get that Mike McCarthy guy out here. We got a good ritual. Pay tribute to old Joe, And all the morons are like, no, you couldn't rig. They'd say something. They're all in the same club, you morons. That's why they make millions of dollars, and they make more per day than you make in your entire life at your slave job that you hate. See, the morons can't do those kind of calculations. Too few IQ points, too much chemicals in the body, too much, I don't know what it is. A society of dunces. But, they're telling you every day what it is. Again, before the Super Bowl this year, you had a former Buck come out and speak out that the entire NFL is rigged and fixed, and all Tom Brady is lucky to be chosen to play the part that he plays. And Benny Cunningham came out at the same time and said the league's rigged. The games are scripted. And people are like, oh, people speak out. They have been speaking out. You're not listening. I've been proven for 8 years straight how rigged it is. Undeniably. Calling this shit before it happens left and right. Here, let me show you what else is going on with the 19s in the world. Shout out to Rich Boy. Big Juan, a 19-year-old rapper in Wisconsin where there's so much focus right now. Remember last year, Black Lives Matter burned down 56th Street. Then Kyle Rittenhouse shot some people on the corner of 56th. And then we just had the Kyle Rittenhouse trial where his lawyer and the judge are both Jesuit educated with the Jesuit numbers coded all over him. Kyle Rittenhouse's name equaled Jesuit order like the judge's name. And same thing with the Ahmaud Arbery case. Remember Ahmaud Arbery, Georgia, Wisconsin. We just had the World Series that was all about Hank Aaron, Georgia and Wisconsin. Those trials started during the World Series. All big Jesuit rituals. Hank Aaron's from Mobile, Alabama, Jesuit town, just like Milwaukee. There's 27 Jesuit universities in the nation. Mobile got one, Milwaukee's got one, which is Marquette. But Big Juan equals 56. This young black man was murdered on Black Friday, the same day they told you about the new variant of COVID from the black nation of Africa, right? The continent. Omicron, which equals 42 like Jackie, the number stamped all over black history. But we got on Black Friday, we got the variant from Africa, the variant from Africa. We also got Big Juan in the Milwaukee area murdered at 19. And notice, again, this was Black Friday. Look at his name in the base ciphers. The 56, like I said, but he's also got 29-106-34 in his name, like the word black. 29-106-34. Murdered on Black Friday. And his birth name was Dewan, which is 29. And Dewan Turner's also 139, the 34th prime, his birth name. Think about Tupac Shakur, 139, killed on 13/9, Tupac alone 34. These numbers show up a lot. They had to say that he was fatally struck by shots on the 3800 block. You know, how often are we talking about dead rappers in 38 and 34? Tupac was killed on a 38 date numerology, as was Notorious B.I.G. But rapper 3834, murder 3438, right? Death 38, killing 38, R.I.P. 38. You know? They got to tell you he was killed on the 3800 block on Black Friday. right? I don't know if they're trying to go like Friday the 13th with, block a 13th Street. I don't know if that's where they're going. The 9:05 a.m. is a Jesuit calling card. The Jesuits created to counter the 95 Theses. And again, Milwaukee's where Marquette is. Society of Jesus, don't forget that equals 56, the formal title of the Jesuits. And then last night, you had the battle of 3-6 and Bone. And again, with just the most simple cipher. I'll show you something about Bone real quick. I'm going to show you the most simple cipher where Bone is 36. Like 3-6 Mafia. 666 is the 36th triangular number. 666 is associated with Satan. Satanics 122 on December 2nd, 122. They got 3-6 versus Bone. We just saw Young Dolph die at age 39 in Memphis, where 3-6 is from, on Lord Infamous's birthday. Founding member of 3-6. And the thing is, Sumerian gematria is just where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6. Bone is 216 in that cipher, like the Cleveland area code, 216, and 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. But the thing is, they said that it turned violent last night at the 3-6 Bone versus, and they said it was Busy Bone who instigated it. He said 3-6 was mocking him, and then, a little shoving match broke out. And just like how they stage these things with the black guys in sports to do some black shaming with their controlled media, and that's what this all is, you guys. This is all about making black people look stupid. It is. And honestly, I tuned into a little bit of this last night. It's the first time I ever watched the verses. When you see these older guys doing these songs, it just seems so wrong. It's like, do they even want to be doing these songs at age 50 like they almost all are now? But anyway. Look at this. From Busy Bone's birthday, his 45th birthday, to the shoving match is 81 days later. With the base ciphers, take a look. Ritual, 81, 81, 45. As for the 27, tell me how many points were scored in the football game last night, which was a major ritual. But again, 81 days after his 45th birthday, right? And hip-hop, 45. A lot of rituals in hip-hop with 45. So they choose the 45-year-old Busy Bone, 81 days from his birthday, to start the little pushing and shoving match for more black shaming. So you can say, look at these black men. They never grow up. They stay violent. They stay stupid. Again, that is the message that's been pushed for decades by media. And that's why every time one of these ritualistic dates come up, you read about the latest black athlete beating his girlfriend, somebody in public. I mean, it's just the same shit by the numbers day after day when you pay attention. And you realize all of this stuff is ritual. These guys have to perform the rituals if they want to be famous in the club. Probably so we're not reading about Busy Bone's obituary instead. And I noticed actually when I turned into the versus thing in the chat, a lot of people were complaining saying, where's Busy Bone? How come Busy's late? How come he's not up there? Whenever I turned it on, that's what was going on. Everyone was writing that in the chat. It's probably because he was getting instructions for when he was supposed to start his little shoving match. I wasn't watching when this happened, but I heard about it today. So, and oh yeah, by the way, with regards to making black men look bad, this is like the Marvin Gaye story. Remember, Marvin Gaye was killed by his father, supposedly, on his last day of being 44 years old. Like shooting equals 44, like executions 44, like kills 44, like MLK killed on 4-4, like Malcolm X killed on a date with 44 numerology, like Young Dolph killed on the day leaving 44 days left in the year. Notice, with the alphabetic order kills 44, when you use the numerology, it's 17. And in that same cipher, so is dog. I bring up the dog part because this story is about a black father killing his black son in a fight over a dog 17 days after his son's birthday. November 12th, dead November 29th, 17 days later. Football equals 29 forwards, 43 in reverse. Jacksonville and Florida both equal 43. I see the killings on the 29th. In Jacksonville. And, of course, that was Monday Night Football. That was Russell Wilson's 33rd birthday. They didn't give him the love on MNF on the 33rd birthday, Russell Wilson. Paying back his dues for all of his rigged accomplishments. Another guy out of Wisconsin, too. Played his college ball at Wisconsin. I've always said the Seattle Seahawks, the Green Bay Packers, they got that back door. Packers would have been winning all the championships if they were a real football team and it was a real league because they would have took Marshawn Lynch instead of letting him go off waivers to the Seahawks instead. Packers had top priority. Seahawks had second waiver priority. Packers were one of the best teams in the league. All they were missing was a running back, but their management said, oh, no, we don't want Marshawn Lynch on our team, the best running back in the NFL. We'd rather have somebody who has more character. Yeah, I'm sure that's how it happened. Then he ends up on the Seahawks doing the Beastquake and all that. But again, it's just because the whole NFL is a fucking joke. It's the same reason when it's 4th and an inch and they need that inch in the NFL these days, they're going to the shotgun formation and throwing a 50-yard pass when all they needed was a sneak and 1 inch for the first down. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's because it's a joke, you guys. It's the WWE. It's worse than the WWE. It'd be an insult to call the NFL the WWE. The WWE looks 10 times more real than the NFL. Go back and watch that 58-yard touchdown while 58-year-old Mike McCarthy from Pittsburgh's out. And if you missed yesterday's stream, go back and watch that stream. But yeah, again, you guys, just more proof day after day. Shout out to Jay Budd. He was the one who caught the McCarthy thing. And then I looked into it some more, and I was like, look at that. He's Jesuit educated. So... And the one thing that Jay Budd missed in his comment is also that McCarthy was in Wisconsin, just like where Mike McCarthy started coaching at. And remember, Mike McCarthy's brother, dead by the numbers years ago. That's how sick these guys are in this club. And I realize that's got to be why they have these people sacrifice their family members, because then they know they're down for the cause. I mean, if you're willing to let somebody kill your family member to be in this club, you're not going to care if you're selling out all your fans and lies are being told about you. And I mean, all you care about is you and your money and your wealth and your power and your fame. That's why they get the people they do in this club. They all have all this ritual sacrifice around them. Go back to the beginning of this channel, Gematria Effect Sports, sort by oldest, and you'll notice the oldest video, right? Or the second oldest video. If you guys are newer here, I had to start this channel because I'd had so many channels deleted, and then I separated Gematria Effect Sports and GematriaEffectNews, which has been a good move because Gematria Effect Sports still exists. I've made about 10 more GematriaEffectNews channels since I made this Gematria Effect Sports channel because it keeps getting deleted. But the second oldest video on here is about, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go back and watch. I haven't watched this video since I made it. This video is over 3 years old. This video was uploaded, here, let's see.
Gematria Effect Sports video number 2. If you missed number 1, I'm going to link it.
And this room that I'm broadcasting from here is the same room. It's just I just moved in this house. I just got an internet connection, so there's nothing back there yet. But LeBron had just gone to the Lakers at this time, and right away 2 UCLA players were both dead in connection to the number 67, number we've been talking about all this stream. So here, I'll just play this video. Oh, you know what? I'm not even going to... We don't need to watch the whole thing. It's 27 minutes. But like I have up there, Tyler Honeycutt's dead. Tyler Honeycutt equals 67, like blood sacrifice. And then the other player is dead on July 6th. A date that can be written 6-7. So, I mean, it's just... Yeah, it's the same thing all throughout history, guys. It's the same damn patterns over and over and over, man. And, Here, I'll show you one more thing before I wrap this up. Yesterday in the news broke of Eddie Mecca from Laverne and Shirley, and notice he died on the 27th, despite the news breaking yesterday. Eddie is 27 in 3 out of the 4 base ciphers, but the thing is, he died on a date with 79 numerology, Laverne and Shirley, Society of Jesus, the ABC murders, all 79. The word murder alone, 79. But from the anniversary of that show ending in 83, he's dead 38 years later, murders 38, 83. But from the anniversary of that show ending May 10th to his death was 201 days. And he died at 69. Those are huge numbers with the Jesuit order. And right now, again, we're in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, who's the first Pope to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. His birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio's 201. Like Ignatius of Loyola's 201, the founder of the Jesuits. The thing is, Penny Marshall from this same show, she died 3 years ago in 2018 on Pope Francis's birthday, December 17th. So he ends up dying 201 days after his 69th birthday. Star of the show, Penny Marshall, died on Pope Francis' birthday, Mr. 201 himself. Again, this entire world of entertainment, federal government, news media, it all just leads right back to Rome. And again, look at this nation's capital with all of its Roman architecture. Roman fasces on the wall of the House of Representatives. Fasces, the root word of fascism, which is the merger of government and corporation, and that's what it is. It's all government and big business, and all bread and circus to keep people distracted. So, anyhow, wanted to get that out there. Doesn't look like people appreciate it too much. We're not even at 100 likes. But what else is new? Anyway, we'll leave it there for now. And until next time.